How'd you do that? Wiping the ground. How embarrassing is that? Thank you so much, Sohel. I love you so much, Not.
That's what happens to dad roles. That's great.
That's the only way he can keep his cool. He goes like this.
Man, I feel bad. Ian is literally suffering for the show. Last week, Robbie seemed to be suffering for the show. His eyes kept getting watery, and he did a cosplay. But thank you, Ian, for showing up as a Dadmiral. Look at this.
Beard and everything.
Welcome back. We're here on Starfleet Boy, and we have a casual and informal conversation about Star Trek. Today we're focused on Star Trek The Original Series episode, Catspaw, and I'm so excited to have two new guests. First over here on my right is Tilly. Hello.
Hi. Good evening, everyone.
Welcome. And we have UK Locutus, aka Conrad. So welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. It's fantastic to be here.
It's awesome to have you. And I'm joined by regular guests. We already saw our Dadmiral, Fathery, and Shadow Martian. And then soon, I think Earl Grey Trekkie might pop in. He's also, I think Mercury's in retrograde or something like that because we're having a lot of technical difficulties. So don't mind us, audience. Who wants to do, well, before we go into episode summary, do you guys mind telling us a little bit about yourselves and how you came about to Star Trek?
Who wants to go first? Conrad, go on, you go first.
Are you sure? I mean, politely, it should be ladies first.
Oh, yeah, I love that you're chivalrous.
I suspect I'm just being told, and I'll probably get a turn off at work next time. So yeah, I suppose my Star Trek is probably similar to a lot of people. It comes from my parents, especially my dad. My dad was, well, that's my stepdad actually. He was a bit of a geek when I was growing up. Used to have a massive Superman comic collection, and we used to sit and watch Star Trek The Original Series when it was on reruns on the BBC over here in the UK. And it's quite funny doing this episode tonight because I remember it was one that I was told to go to bed for because it was too scary for me at the time. But yeah, I've loved Trek since I was probably 6 or 7. Grown up with it. Love Next Generation. Deep Space Nine is my favourite. Remember the dark days after Enterprise and Nemesis. Very glad when it came back in 2009. I can't believe it's already been 12 years since that. I mean, I'm old.
I know, it's crazy.
And I just can't. There's that gif of just that person just eating loads of burgers. That's me and Star Trek, basically. I just cannot get enough of it, and I absolutely love it. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to chatting to like-minded people about it tonight.
Excellent.
I've got a huge Superman comic book collection, and I can confirm that Conrad is not my son.
Well, I don't know. I mean, did I inherit the hair?
Yeah. I know I'm a little bit older, but please.
You started this rabbit hole.
Wow.
Could be a Star Trek-y timey-wimey thing. You know, you're his dad from an alternate.
A self-perpetuating prophecy.
He's from an alternate universe where you are his dad. He was brought over.
I have questions about alternate universes for this episode.
Why? Because the writers were clearly in another universe when they wrote it?
Yes, possibly.
Another state of mind altogether.
Tilly, tell us about your Star Trek story, if you would.
Oh, so I come from a family who aren't into sci-fi at all, not even into film, to be honest with you. So I think Twister was the only thing that we saw at the cinema that was remotely action-filled or anything like that. Although we did love the Superman movies. Now that you say Superman, I do remember sort of growing up with Christopher Reeve and all that sort of stuff. But I spent most of my time upstairs at the pub that my parents ran. I'm an only child, so I just watched videos. That's all I did from the local, what was the Blockbuster. And I just fell in love with films like Labyrinth, Flight of the Navigator, anything space or fantasy related. Great. And then I grew up. I loved action. One of my favourite films is Jurassic Park. You may have seen on my Twitter. And my first ever date at 16, I went to the cinema to see Stargate, and I genuinely forgot I was on the date because it was so good. And yeah, the kind of love was born from that. And then when I was 17, I got glandular fever really, really badly. And I think you call it mono over there. Is it mono?
Yeah, mononucleosis or something. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and I was super poorly. I was really poorly. I couldn't get out of bed. I was always tired, and it went on for weeks and weeks. Some people get over it really quickly. Some people really suffer with it. And at the time, my boyfriend at the time, he brought over VHS tapes of something called Star Trek Next Generation. And he said, oh, hey, lovely guy, here's something to cheer you up. It's been going on for a few years now. Thought you might like it. And then towards the end of them, because I literally sucked them up, he said, oh, do you know there's more? They've done another one called Deep Space Nine. And I think by the time Voyager had actually started, I watched that from the very beginning when it was released sort of every 2 weeks on VHS tapes in the UK. And I had to literally wait for them to come out, so grab them and watch them. Luckily, I was better then. But I basically ate, slept, breathed Star Trek for a couple of months. I swear, if a Klingon walked down the street, I would not have looked twice because I did nothing else. I was completely a mess. And the rest is kind of history. And
that's amazing.
love the films, love the new stuff. A few things I haven't seen yet, but I'm going around to it. I've been watching a lot of it in lockdown, actually. So, yeah, that's me.
Well, cheers. I'm so excited to have you guys on here. And thanks for sharing a little bit about your Star Trek story. It's very cool. We like to do a little episode summary on Starfleet Boy. It can be as short as you like or as long as you like, but we like to offer new guests the option to give the episode summary. Sorry to put you on the spot here, but would either of you like to give our episode summary today?
Conrad's
I hate doing it.
Wait, who said I ain't doing it?
Okay.
You'll do it. Yay. Okay, cool. That's good because now I can eat my pizza. Because otherwise I would have had to.
Can it be sure? Can I?
I could just imagine it.
So I appreciate you taking one for me. And also, by the way, welcome Earl Grey Trekkie.
Give me a second while I just.
Hey, Robbie.
Sorry, I was having technical difficulties.
Hey, Robbie.
It happens. All right, carry on.
Robbie, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Warp
This is
us.
the British invasion of Starfleet
okay,
Boy.
so-
It really is.
The Brits are here.
Yeah, don't worry, you kicked us out once before. So, I think I saw a musical about it.
Right.
It was something on Disney Plus about that historical tape on Disney Plus about it. Okay, so Catspaw. Trek does Halloween. Can I just do it in like a few summaries? So Star Trek does Halloween with all the creepiness and campiness that comes with it. Chekhov rocks up for the first time in the worst week possible. Lots of cat action, I'm going to say, which I think informed Team America. And at the end of it, Kirk kind of manipulates his way out of the situation. Stuff goes down, and the little puppets that look like they would have been a miss on a Jerry Anderson TV series go to, well, basically die. So the whole episode is for nothing, really.
I think I described it quite well as shite. I think that was my description last week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, were you put on the spot? I could have prepared
it. All right, so I guess there's a consensus going that this is not the greatest episode of Star Trek, the original series.
We're not going to get tens today. So we're not going to get tens today.
Oh no!
Of all the first episodes I have to jump on and talk about.
I guess to accentuate the positive, what was one thing that you think is worth saving about this episode, other than DC Fontana?
There's still always Sub Rosa.
There's still always well
Thank Christ there's not a candle in this bloody thing.
I think Catspaw is the first pillar sticking out of the foundation that is Sub Rosa.
Oh God! Oh Jesus! Kirk having an orgasm over candle.
What about
I don't want that at all.
Oh my God, Axiel. I actually thought for the first 20 minutes, I was like, all right, it's not so bad.
Star Trek
And then I was like,
good Halloween.
and then that was about as good as it got.
I think that, well, I'm going to put one nice bit in there. Well, it's not a nice bit, but there's one thing you can actually see. In this episode, you can see you can see that James Doohan is missing a finger on his right hand because he holds the phaser in his right hand and you can only see 3 fingers.
Yeah, when he goes down to the dungeon to get the
Kirk and Spock,
Kirk and Spock and McCoy. It was funny because when we were watching that part, I was watching it with my girlfriend a few minutes ago before we started, and right when we were getting to that part, I was explaining like, oh yeah, like James Doohan, he was in the Canadian Army, and he was actually there at the D-Day invasion in World War II, and he was shot in the hand and lost a finger. And like I said that like right before there's like a shot of him holding the phaser. So Tony, like you hardly ever can notice it though. He did a really good job of hiding it. Right after I said that, it's like one of the very few shots where it's very
you can see. Yeah,
the Canadian Army, otherwise known as dudes on horseback making bacon.
He had like two confirmed kills of Germans that day.
Having maple syrup.
Take that, Germans!
That's it. They squirt maple syrup at them.
Nine.
I could just see it now. Friend or foe, eh?
Speaking of Germans, Antoinette Bauer, who played Sylvia, is a German actor. Yeah, I know. Nice segue, right? She was born in 1932. She's still alive. I wonder if she goes to conventions or anything like that. I actually loved her character. I liked the fashion show that she did for Captain Kirk. That was kind of cool.
You like that?
I did. I like the fashion.
I actually
show.
wrote a note. That's the point that if I were Kirk, I would have been like, you know what? I'm down. I'll take the deal.
No, I like
it. You've sold me.
I've got a plan for a while.
Just be blonde tonight, please. Just be blonde tonight. Yeah.
Spock, Bones, everybody. Nice knowing you.
I'll be like, oh
my God.
can I just call you
it's the bit when she's going like this. What's that about?
Yeah, and the wardrobe choices. I mean, I'm not saying like all
It's what
the
we do. It's like a mating call.
See, Tilly's got the accent.
That's it. It's like a bird. You know, I would have been
That's
like,
it.
oh, let's do this, girl. Take my shit.
She's okay as a blonde, though. I thought she was
Wow.
okay as a blonde.
I never thought this would have prompted that, but that's hilarious.
I tell you what, it's devolved really, really quickly. This one, isn't it?
It's a strange episode, man. It's a strange episode.
I mean, it starts off when you got the witches going, Captain Kirk. You think, oh shit, what are we going into now?
The guy
I was
who
waiting for him to
beams
stop
up
dribbling.
and like dies, and it becomes like this rubber thing that's like, you're cursed. I'm like,
Doesn't move.
you know who wrote this episode? It's the guy who wrote Psycho.
Yeah, Robert Bloch.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought
it like crushes my soul. I'm like, what?
You go from up here with Psycho and down here with
horror
Catspaw.
novel of all
Has
time.
respond with a
Star Trek
Lovecraft.
episode.
When Robert Bloch was a kid, he would write letters back and forth with H.P. Lovecraft, and he would
that's
also
cool.
go on
At least
to
they,
write Wolf in the Fold, the original series.
Oh, okay.
At least
Good
they
writing.
Montana has a writing
gold
credit on
shot.
this too. So they clearly thought the script needed help because she came in and helped to write it, or might have had a writing credit on it at least.
Jesus, how bad was it if she needed to help it to get it to that bit?
I don't know. I didn't have time to do
My
research.
God.
I usually go on
what-
Memory Alpha and do research, but I didn't have time this time. Do you know anything
I think
behind
Robert
that?
Bloch ate like bad pork and then vomited it onto a sheet of paper and said, "Here you go, guys. That's what I got."
It's either
Happy
that or
Halloween.
he shot himself with some LSD and go, oh yeah, man, I've really got this episode. No.
I
No,
assume
please.
the original
And he was
script-
looking at like old pictures of Halloween.
he probably had like bigger stuff in it. It probably had like it would have been too expensive or whatever. You know, he had like this idea of like these aliens that would like manipulate reality and stuff, and a lot of times they would have to rewrite stuff because they would hire like these really good sci-fi writers that would have all these extraordinary ideas. Like Harlan Ellison wanted there to be like a society of guardians in City on the Edge of Forever. He wanted like a society of like the guardians of forever, and they have to shrink it down to fit on a TV budget, and that might have been why Dorothy Fontana had to come in, and some of the ideas might not have translated.
That's a really good guess, Father. See, we got a cool fact in here, or not a fact, but a cool.
That wasn't a fact. Like I just made all that up.
Made that up, but it
I mean,
makes
and
sense.
also to his point, like it is early days of television for the most part. Like it's still very experimental days of television. So you brought in these novel writers who don't have a concept of budget, because in a novel you have all the money in the world,
right?
You know. So they just come in and they say, "Oh, let's do X, Y, Z," you know, and like Father says, they have to be like, "Well, yo, chill the hell out. We don't have that kind of money, especially by season 3." And so Just relax.
It's crazy that you point that out because I feel like today in television, we're a lot closer to being able to recreate almost anything you can dream of on the page, which is
CG makes it very much easier. Yeah.
CG and just like even I think with 3D printing, like I was reading that like even making like props and things like that has become a lot less expensive because it doesn't have to look perfect. It just has to look good on screen. We have a ton of comments going on in the chat, so I'm going to go there for a second. We have Sulu Trance of the Week. It's true. Spock had the darkest eyeshadow in this episode that I've seen so far. His lids were dark purple. This is true.
He also bought a lot of. There's a lot of sass from Spock, isn't there?
That's what happens to sad Vulcans.
Yeah.
Spock was going like his emo, like kind of the Cure phase, like,
is that
he
what
was like listening to a lot of Morrissey, a lot of the Cure, a lot of Susie the Banshees. He's just like.
I liked him in there. I think he was sassy in this one. The bit where they were all wenches were kind of at the beginning, and he's like, that poetry. It's like, I love that.
No, he was really good.
Spock sassiness.
I think that was another thing that was a highlight, of a episode I probably won't ever watch again, but the dialogue was pretty funny between, like the characters. I thought that was really good. There were a couple moments.
When they're in a dungeon and Kirk's like, Spock, and then he turns and there's like the skeleton hanging next to McCoy, and he's like, bones.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, at about the 20-minute mark, the episode is still salvageable. It can still, it has some nice mystery to it. Okay, well, what is this weird Scooby-Doo house they're in? Like, what's going on? There is a little bit of that mystery, but then it just...
Yeah.
I'm a god who wants to feel stuff. Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah.
Here's a hot dog, girl. Have you ever tried a hot dog? It's delicious.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm actually going to take over from Ruben this week, and I'm going to say this, and I excuse everybody. This is an episode where you take the Squire of Gorthos, try and remake it, and fuck it up.
Yeah,
there's Ruben's there. He's just taking the slug and he's trying to keep it down. I mean, there's so many elements that are in the Squire Gorthos, and it works in the Squire Gorthos, but you take it in this and it just nah.
It also borrows
the original series was obsessed with godlike beings.
Yeah, I didn't realize there's so many.
They loved them. Every other episode, we've been grabbed by a green hand. Oh, now there's Apollo. Now there's something else, and it's like, Jesus, move on, guys. Move on to something else.
Vegetable puppet gods.
Charlie X. Yeah, those were the puppets.
What the hell were they at the end? Like,
I don't know, but I want one. I feel like
I
think it's the reality to your nightmares.
Yeah. It's Jim Henson's first job. It's got to be.
That would be awesome.
It's like a really crap Kermit.
Robbie, any thoughts on this episode from you?
Please rescue us, please, Robbie.
Voyager for a second. It was so bad.
Wow!
Shots fired.
He doesn't have the Vulcan eyebrows, but he's got the Vulcan sass.
Oh, Robbie, thank you so much. Thank you.
You're lucky Trek on the Tube's not here to defend Voyager.
Oh, that's all right. Me and Robbie would team up on him. That's fine.
I think they should bring the cat back in Picard season 2.
There was a cat on Discovery.
It should be so gigantic. It's pawing solar systems out of orbit like planets. It's just
don't. If Picard writers are listening in, they might go for that.
He was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, Picard.
We need to just fire the laser. Fire lasers. Right, we've got it. It's sorted. It's jumping after the laser.
By the way, happy Catterday, everybody. It is Catterday, so it is kind of
Jesus Christ.
That just made me think of Team America. The whole cat thing. I was just thinking of the bit of Team America with the Cats and Panthers. And I was like, did they actually get the idea?
Jesus. It's really bad when the cat's the best thing in the episode, really. It just really says it all.
Everywhere Tilly needs her cat to walk in front of the
what's funny, though? I gotta say something to you. What's funny,
though?
Oh, wait.
Look, there's a cat in Tilly's background.
Hold on, let's see if we can zoom in here. Sorry, my controls are... There we go. Hi.
There's a cat next to her.
Kitty.
Now, all we need is them to start. If she can start playing with them, it would effectively be this episode.
Oh my
I like
gosh,
how
it
she-
should
I like
be.
how she's got the title
It's
screen
true.
paused in the background.
Oh, look at Kitty. Oh my goodness. Hi.
So cute.
Can you get it to
By the way,
meow?
the cat Sylvia acting was really good. I thought they did a good job directing that cat. It was
Well, I
really
want to
good.
say that you still have to think that at the time, 1967, that's actually the effects weren't really that bad because they were still using those types of effects in giant animal movies in the 70s. So, like, as bad as it looks, it's still kind of a little bit pioneering for its time, for television of the time. You know, I'm trying to be good to the episode. You know, I'm trying to give it a little credit.
No, I don't think
The
that-
thing is, I think the animal that did the best acting in the whole episode
Yes,
was actually Chekhov's wig. I thought Chekhov's wig was the most really, that animal,
my God.
whatever he had sitting on his head was.
By the way, my
that's
wig
amazing.
today
What is
is an
up with that?
homage. It's an homage to Chekhov's wig. So I'm wearing.
No,
I'm wearing-
man.
Well,
That
if you
dude-
really want the worst bit, is Kung Fu versus Kirk Fu. And
Yeah.
Sulu gets knocked out because he hits his head against the door.
Or the bit with Bones, where Bones
Yeah.
is coming up behind him and he just slaps it away, does the lamest punch ever that misses Bones by about 2 feet. Bones just falls back.
And then it goes like that.
That fight
Yeah,
scene
he
is
punches
something
him, knocks him out, and like he kind of like hugs him. So, like
Glass
touch him.
jawbone.
Like, I didn't really mean it, Bones.
Yeah, I mean, he missed it. He missed him by about 6 feet, and he
I
still
did
went
like
down.
that. I
Maybe
like
there's
that he
All
holds
TV
it.
shows
an
do that.
unedited version where he teabagged him as well. Maybe.
Oh, gee
So, like all TV shows, like you just bonk the bad guy on the head one time and they go to
I
sleep.
mean, again, it
like,
was 60s.
Absolutely.
So back to Ravi.
they still
What were
do that
you
now,
gonna
don't
say?
they?
What were you gonna say about this episode? You stirred us up with
Well,
your
I mean,
Voyager
now
comment.
nowadays, TV shows, they punch each other for like 45 minutes in like this epic action sequence that never ends. Like, I get it. At least to keep it brief.
I was just going to say that I'm not a fan of Robert Bloch's episodes. He also wrote What Are Little Girls Made Of? And I think this episode felt very tame and very generic and awfully slow. And it tried to be spooky, but it really failed because I really liked the cold opening with the transporter room. I thought that was quite tense and interesting. And even when Spock and Kirk beamed down to the planet, it was an interesting setting, and the castle looked very dramatic with the lightning. But then it just really descended into a horrifying, horrific episode.
It's like a horrifying nothingness.
So it
I
was
swear
more
I
of a-
related a couple of those.
It was
Ravi
kind of like
saying-
the thing in Neverending Story that is nothing that just ate like existence. This episode is just slowly
I
like.
think I know what. I think I know the one on the left.
What were you gonna say, Conrad?
They should bring back the
I said, I
cat.
think I know the one on the
In
left. But
Kahoot.
I think last time I don't drink quite a few beers, so she looks much better. You know?
Oh, get me some more wine, please.
The cat in cahoots with Paris and Janeway salamander babies. That should be the main villain in Discovery season 4.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Over the time, they've actually become more sentient, and they're now
Yeah,
hunting
yeah.
down their mother and father and the Voyager that took them away, or something like that.
The cat's trying to eat the salamanders. You know.
Can we just recognise the fact that out of the whole 7 years, I mean, I suppose you could say, but the only acknowledged bit of sex that Janeway had in 7 years was with Paris.
Oh yeah. And they
I
had
mean, unless
babies.
she was-
There were babies, right?
Unless she
There
was
were
up
baby
in the old,
salamanders.
No,
Unless she was
that
getting
that
it and the,
workforce episode. She fell in love with the dude on that workforce two-parter where they all thought they were
Oh,
workers on
yeah.
that planet.
Yeah, workforce. And then you've got the Irish dude on the holodeck. Does that count?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That, well,
the
really,
holodeck always counts.
I tell you what, it really showed you how crap this episode is when we start talking about Threshold. I mean,
Threshold's funny.
I mean, come on. I mean, you've gone from Catspaw to and Threshold actually looks better than Catspaw. That's really, really bad.
Well, Threshold.
So
funny
how-
enough, in a lot of ways reminds me of this episode too, because Threshold at a certain point, it's not a bad episode. It's very Frankenstein. But then, what's going on? Why are you going this way, guys? What's going on here? Salamander
they run out of
babies!
script.
Salamander babies! What's going
Yeah,
on?
like, how do we're turning Tom and Janeway into something. How do we finish it off? Salamander baby, screw it. Maybe one of them had it in a tank, a salamander in a tank, and went, got it, got the ending there.
We don't got an
There
ending.
it is.
Oh, I got an
I
ending,
heard-
guys. I got an ending. Let me tell you the ending right now.
Wow.
All this, as you went to the beginning, this episode needed more green candles.
Is Robert Block still alive? I
Oh,
wonder
my
if he's,
word.
if he's ever going to see
Oh.
I don't believe
this
he is.
unfortunate episode of Star
Oh my God!
Wars.
It says it all. We've gone to Sub Rose and we've gone to Threshold. How bad is it? Come on!
By the way, Cake Eternal is saying I watched this episode at 1.5x speed and it was still slow. Sulu's chance.
It does. You go halfway through and you think, is this episode ever going to end?
It is a
There's
long
one line.
episode.
There's one line. So, can anybody explain what credits to many beans means? Because when the old DeSalle, who you never see again after this episode, is like he's in charge, and he's talking to Chekhov, and I don't know what they're trying to break out because they're going to do something with the impulse drive and flow
Oh,
it
that's
through.
right.
Yeah, it's just like, like pennies to
And he
dollars.
turns around and he goes, credits to many beans. And I had to write that down. I was like, what the hell? Are you
Oh, that
talking
must be
about?
because
Maybe
they were
just a
still.
Navy beans.
Coke infused.
Yeah,
It's a
they were
bean.
still talking about currency in TOS, like a form of currency or something like that. I feel like it.
I
Well, I
And,
think,
that
I
I-
think
and
it's
Kirk
just
says
the
things like-
expression, though.
Credits
Kirk
to
said-
Beans.
yeah, credits to Beans.
Yeah.
And Kirk says things like he says things like you can keep your job for one more day or so, or you've earned your paycheck, or just weird things like that,
Yeah.
like, which is interesting.
Well, it was that one, wasn't it? When he said to Spock, he said, "Do you know how much Starfleet have invested?" And Spock starts going into how
right,
much.
he was
and
about
then-
to go
yeah.
into it. The
Yeah.
Enterprise necklace really is lovely. It's on my screen right now. I actually had when I was a kid. I loved that. That was the one thing I loved the most about this episode was that machined metal Enterprise that Sylvia holds over the candle. And I got like,
StarTrek.com.
what's that? You can buy it?
I don't know.
It's probably from
They
Hallmark.
should have like a little ad that
It's probably
pops
from
up.
Hallmark. They're
if
all
you're
from Hallmark.
watching this.
I mean,
Yeah,
That'd be
you
now,
should.
yeah.
I was gonna say you should be able to buy. You should be able, or
You can
Eagle
have
Mouse
it as
maybe
a
should make like
necklace.
it's very cool because so I had like a cheaper version of it as a kid. My parents found it online, not on it didn't exist online. What was it, magazines or something? Like I forget how they ordered it.
The
but it
next
was
gen
like,
restoration of TOS will let you click on the necklace, and it'll take you to the
And buy
page
it.
where you can order it.
yeah. I can't believe I said online for when I was a kid. There was no such thing as online. That's funny.
They
So-
ordered it out of a catalog.
They got it out of a catalog, but it was a pewter version, so it was like pewter's like very soft metal, so it was all warped and not as cool as this one. But I hope
You
it's
gotta
somewhere
heat
in
it
one
up
of my
with
boxes.
you got to heat it up with a hairdryer and
I
like,
do.
bend it.
Bend
back
it back
into
into
shape.
shape. But yeah,
They
that
get
was a
sweat
cool
on
thing
really
to have.
quickly. No air conditioning on the Enterprise. They just get a sweat on.
Oh yeah. Chekhov looked
I'm rather
pretty
sick at
sweaty.
the moment.
Chris
Yeah.
Collins
If
says
I
I
were
think
that
Captain that
actor, I would
scene.
milk the fact that I was captain of the Enterprise for one episode. I'd be
Sure.
milking that shit for the rest of my life.
acting captain.
And
Go
then
to
a red shirt
convention.
on as well.
I think Catspaw is better than most season 3 of TOS episodes. I think Catspaw is better than Spock's brain. Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, there's some season 3 stinkers that are a lot worse than us. I'm sad.
Oh, you're
But at
really
this point, we're like-
grasping at straws when you say that, really, aren't you? You're really
We're like,
grasping.
and the children shall lead. You don't think "and the children shall lead" is worse than this? Like at least this one's kind of interesting. Like the first 20
Wait,
minutes.
is that the
where it
one with the
goes
kids
downhill.
there that do that thing?
Yeah, and then like the dude in the shower curtain
Yeah.
shows up.
Oh man, that episode creeped me out when I was a kid.
I actually remember that song. It's like Hail, Hail, Fire and Snow,
Yeah,
Friendly
something like
Angel,
Yeah, like-
something or other. Yeah,
Oh,
it's like
gee
really
whiz.
creepy. Yeah, totally. Let's see what else we've got. Let's see. Oh, Sylvia thought torturing her specimens was stimulating. Whoever wrote this really hates how cruel cats are. Oh yeah, Spock described cats in like this like overly kind of like, oh, they're like nightmare inducing, and I'm a cat lover and I didn't like that at all. That was not cool.
Oh, yeah, I wrote down actually a line that Spock says something about like where are they? Where did I put it? And I was like, "What? What's going on here? Since when?"
I feel like you're trying to.
Doesn't it say
really,
cats are
The
ruthless?
cat
or
is the
something?
most ruthless and terrifying of animals.
Yeah.
Cats are
Trying to convey the danger of just like a big kitty cat.
until you throw it some
Yeah.
catnip. I
Like-
mean, that's what they needed. They
Yeah.
needed catnip. We need catnip.
It-
Let's just get this
They-
cat high as a kite.
They are deadly. You didn't see the dead mouse
Scotty,
in my
beam
living room
down
this
a
morning.
giant ball of yarn now.
There was a dead mouse for real.
Yeah,
Like your cat.
My cat gave me a dead mouse for as a present this morning in the living room. I thought, thank you
Wow.
so much
Oh.
for that.
You got 2 presents today.
Yeah, I did.
Which one did you prefer?
Yeah, the dead mouse trumps it all. But yeah, it's you know,
That's actually a cat's way of telling you that they.
they love
That's
you,
actually
yeah.
a cat's way of telling you that they love you. Yeah, they bring you a little gift
Yeah,
and
do
share
your
it with you. And I just found out I love.
nice cufflinks or something like that. It's better than a dead mouse. Trust me.
It's true.
I
They
had a
get
cat bring me
offended
a
when
dead
you
mouse
don't.
Once.
They
Because,
get
the cat
offended
bring-
when you don't eat it too. By the way, the cats. They're like-
And
Yeah,
you're-
it was-
Let's do that live now.
All I could say is thank Christ I was awake enough to not to step on it. Because I came down the stairs, walked into the room, and oh my God, there's a dead mouse, and I've nearly just stood on it.
My cat's pretty awesome. He's very princely and very lazy most of the time, but he does hunt. We have bug problems in Miami, and if a bug comes in the house, he hunts it and kills it. It's great. Like we find dead bugs all the time, like spiders and things like that. Once he killed like a really big spider that could have bitten one of us. So I was
They're
very
gonna come
pleased.
down. It's gonna be a brand new TV, and the cat's gonna be like.
Yeah, okay. I've just been asked, what did I do with the dead mouse? What do you think I did with the dead mouse?
And
gonna
the
buy-
reports of
I-
Pet Best Buy
I
employees.
sauteed it and served it up, and it was gorgeous. It was really, you know,
Tilly, does your cat
I put it in the bin.
presents, Tilly?
Yeah.
Tilly, do you ever get presents from your cat?
My cats fight when on work calls. And actually, when I was watching the show earlier, I go, "Rah!" and I lift it and I was like, "Stop fighting!" And I was like, "Shit, it's a show." I came back, fighting it. The other one, so we've got one beautiful one there, and the rogue one, Hamilton. That's Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Hamilton, named after the show.
Oh, very cool.
And yeah, they just hate each other, and yeah, it's not a good time at the moment in the house with 2 fighting cats, but one of them, this one, keeps bringing in mice as well, but live ones. As a present, dropping it on my foot, running around with a colander, 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to. No.
We've got to get a little diamond pendant now for all of our cats to wear, like Sylvia had.
I've got my cats have got a magnetic thing for the cat flat. The amount of crap they bring in. No, I don't want a diamond as well. Oh, please. You know, I get rusty nails. I've even got rusty pennies. Everything, and I'm just no, please.
I love that your cats are indoor outdoor. My cat is indoor only. He doesn't like the outdoors. We took him outside one time and he tried to claw my face and wanted to come back inside. He was like not happy about it. So
I get that. I get that.
I could just imagine the cat go. No way.
Basically, he's very pampered. I was trying my best to find out because I'm always curious what the names of the animals are that are, you know, the actual actor animals that are in episodes, and I couldn't find it, so we'll just call
No
the
one
cat
remember this
Sylvia.
cat. This was 1967. This cat has been dead way longer than it was ever alive.
Way gone.
Sorry.
Way gone.
Call him.
Yeah.
It was just
You
generic.
can call him
black
dinner at the
number
wrap
4.
party.
Mm.
As is, actually, Fathery, you said he's got the guy that played what I assume was Ming the Merciless on this show as well. He passed away really young.
So sorry,
Yeah, he was like
Uh,
47.
Antonia's
yeah.
playing Resident Evil again, so that's why she's screaming. Sorry about that.
Oh, I thought that was a cat. Are you kidding? That's
No.
funny.
She's being attacked by like the giant vampire lady, I think.
Not Resident
That's
Evil
a-
Village, is it?
Yeah.
That's okay. Ruben's gaming all the time when he's on the stream, although it doesn't look like he's gaming as much as he usually does on the stream.
right
That's cool.
Yeah.
Theodore Marcuse was his name, and
Yeah, he got killed in a car crash. Yeah,
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah,
Really young. He was in it. Did you have Ironside over there?
Yeah.
American,
He only
wasn't
did
it?
one-
Yeah, he was
one
in
or two other
Ironside.
episodes
The monkeys
and boom,
and stuff like that as well. He was a
Yeah,
Lots of shake things.
I think they do, Tilly. Ironside is an American program. I think they do. Yeah.
Do you think they do over there?
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah.
Whereas Sylvia was a Brit. She was a Brit who's still alive, 88, I think it was. So,
She's German,
yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
German, sorry,
Antoinette Bauer. Yeah, Antoinette Bauer's a German actor.
Ah.
I also believe I read that this is the cat's only acting role because he taught at Harvard for the next 10 years. Acting.
See, he taught many. Did he
Taught
teach the cat
economics
in
at
the
Harvard,
site?
which explains a lot about the United States.
Did he
might
teach
have
the
been
cat that
multiple
appeared in
cats
Assignment
also.
Earth?
No one can explain the plot. Why did they try to drive our heroes away for 27 minutes only to reveal that they were actually being lured there? Why kill Jackson then? I don't get it.
I think I can explain it.
Oh, cool.
I think maybe.
Go ahead,
But I-
Father.
I think they wanted to create an enticing mystery and be like, "Don't come here, it's cursed." Just like in order to like make them come there, because they said like they needed like their imagination. They needed they came from another galaxy and they came here to like, I guess, like explore the new life forms and feed off of their imagination. So they needed to like feed off of like their fears and their desires and stuff like that. So it's like we need to like scare them, and then we need to like entice them, and then I don't know. That's the only thing I can get that kind of makes
Right.
sense. It doesn't work and they die.
Like, when the crew beams down, they're kind of like a drug to these guys. They're like, whoa, these aliens have never felt before. And now suddenly they're like, whoa, imagination, fear, a castle, and a cat. Like, what are these things? And then they want to kind of, one of them wanted more of it. And the other one just wanted to dress like I don't know,
a
Turkish
fashion
prince or
show
whatever
for
the guy
Kirk.
was. Like, just that strange outfit.
It was just like I thought he was just like Merlin or something like that. It was like
that
a
outfit shows up on Gilligan's Island.
Are you
They
serious?
reused that, yeah.
That's amazing.
It was like
Yeah, Aaron
cosplay
Harvey
from
found that.
a fan fiction he wrote that he never let anyone read.
Let me see if I can
Gil-
find it, and I'll send the link.
Gilligan wears it, and
No, not Gilligan, but someone like comes to the island wearing that. It's weird.
It's those same. It's those same beings. They after they failed with the original series crew, they went back in time and tried again on Gilligan's Island. That's amazing.
Well, to be fair, that's probably a more appropriate place for these things than Star Trek. But
I thought it was just a
What
knockoff from the King Eye.
What did you guys?
Yes,
I mean, it did
like-
try. I mean, it's interesting. Who's subconscious exactly? I guess it was a collective
here.
subconscious that they were
I
pulling
found it.
from. Oh, you did? Okay, go ahead and share it in the private.
But at least
channel.
it wasn't.
I'll
If
pop
it had been Kirk's conscience, it would just have been a mass orgy. I mean, that's it, wouldn't it? I mean, it would have
He
literally
does?
just been sweaty bodies everywhere. That's Kirk.
I can see why he's called a himbo because he does use his wiles in this episode to get the advantage.
The Academy course.
And he drives. It is Gilligan, and he drives her
It is.
crazy. Hold on, I gotta share. This is amazing. Let me see if
Yeah,
I can open
I was
this up.
misremembering. I never actually saw this episode of Gilligan's Island, but
Oh yeah. Oh.
I don't know exactly why he's wearing this. I kind of don't want to know. It's more fun as like a mystery.
All right, here it is. This is the image.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
It
That's
works
so-
better with
They
the
should have
hat,
gone with a
doesn't
hat
it?
though. The hat makes it.
Yeah. You can just have like that
Totally
bald
does.
head. You need a lid on top to balance it out.
Well,
right?
I mean,
He looks just as stoned. You sure he didn't write this episode? Because he looks that stoned. Yeah, I've got a really good episode.
The only time you see any emotion from him is like when he's like really into like watching Kirk make out with his wife, and he's just like in the corner
Oh, he's
watching
totally
like a creep.
pervy,
It's
isn't
like,
he?
Oh yeah, that
I
was
mean, that's,
really
Yeah.
weird.
some people are into that, I guess.
It's
So,
the robes.
you know, good for him.
That's why he's got the long robe so you can hide it all.
I don't know that she was his wife, fathery, but
it
they were
doesn't
like
matter. He
companions
just
in-
delves into that side of the porn site.
I like the fact that it's
That's all I'm saying.
yeah.
Wife, sister, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but He's in the darker pages.
I know what he's there going. Take my money. Take my money.
Well, somehow he in the episode he kind of betrays Sylvia though. I think he thinks she's gone out of like Kirk's love or passion or whatever made her go crazy apparently. And
Or being a cat made her go crazy.
Oh yeah, that too. It's true.
Yeah, that's where
having to lick her
agree
own.
with Jill
Only
kind
for
of
cat.
doesn't make sense.
Probably the point where she had to lick her own butt as a cat. Probably.
Conrad, I don't think it was the butt.
And we've peaked here on Starfleet.
No, we haven't peaked. We've really gone low.
Yeah, the opposite.
I think
of
we should
peak.
do a second Catspaw episode next week. Talk about it all over again next week.
Next week is I Mud, right?
Yeah, I Mud.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's a fun one too. That'll be a good one. What was I don't even remember what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, so he kind of betrays her. What do you guys? I mean, like, I guess we can't really. There's no real sense to it, but what do you guys think of that? Like,
Well,
I
like
think
if
we
I'm
needed
thinking again,
a
like they're
ending to
kind
the
of high on
story.
this subconscious drug thing, right? So, but she's going crazy with it. And he kind of realizes, we gotta. We can't do this. This is wrong.
Yeah, it's more Sylvia that gets drunk on it. She's really drunk on
She gets drunk on
all the emotions, all the everything that's going on. She's drunk, and he's going, no. It's got to stop. But she buggers
Your
him.
pussy's gone too wild, basically. literally. I'm just saying.
Too much.
Said it at me.
Too much.
All I'll say is it's a James Bond theme and it's pussy galore.
Giant pussy.
And it's not the Austin Powers version. Is it? A lot of vagina.
That then Kirk spurns and gets pissed off. So now we have,
by the way, Kirk spurns her in a pretty he's like, I don't know what you are, but you're not a woman. He's I don't know what you are, but you're not a woman. And he tosses her aside. It was like pretty dramatic.
When she's doing all the different,
Kirk,
all the,
what was that,
she has all the
Conrad?
different
Sorry.
outfits. Or sorry.
Go on,
I was going
Conrad.
to say, Kirk does a lot of shoulder seduction. He likes to go for the shoulders, doesn't he? I mean, he really needs to
does.
learn what his erogenous zones are. He was like, rubby. And there's a great bit where he shoves her over as well. The bit where he shoves her over, and it's so over the top. It's
I think maybe I've got to learn that Kirk shoulder rub. I've got to learn that.
Kirk
one,
shoulder
maybe.
rub, I'll tell you what.
The Kirk shoulder.
Hey man, maybe it's just like it's an intergalactic erogenous zone.
If you were
It's
to
like
get
a-
this episode, if this episode were to be remade in Strange New Worlds, this is a new segment on Starfleet Boy. If this episode were to be remade
God.
on Strange New Worlds, who would you cast? Look at Robbie shaking his head. He's like, no. But like remade and rewritten, like let's say it got a better treatment.
What you mean?
like,
A complete episode that just has a cat in it? Yeah.
just like, Ruben's giant cat maybe like knocking planets out of systems or something like that.
Oh, they
but
beat
it's all
down to a planet
it's all-
where only this cat's alive, and they're like, "What's up with this cat? Let's just take it off the planet. It doesn't need to be here." And then it's on the ship, and then it's like aliens, but with a cat.
You go to the Kaczynski home
Controlling
world.
the cat.
Who would
Or
you
the
cast as
vacation homeworld.
who would you cast as Sylvia today and as the guy today? Who would be your casting
Can we
choice?
just have Jeffrey Combs in both roles? I mean, why not? He's got special effects now. Just go-
I would
he's like
get-
a cat as well, I mean,
Actually, Jeffrey Coombs would be more convincing as Sylvia. I can tell you that for nothing.
I would
the
get
cat
Vin
as well.
Diesel as the voice of the cat.
Vin Diesel. Yes,
I am Groot.
I am
Yeah.
Sylvia. I am
Yeah.
Sylvia.
It's about family.
Oh,
It's
we
about
really
family.
have devolved in this one, haven't we?
Is there,
Do you know what? Do you know the one person that's has been through this episode so far with so much grace is Robbie, because he said virtually nothing, because there's nothing good to say about this episode.
He's just very.
I feel like Robbie's observing and judging all of us.
Oh, he's
no.
for Robbie, it's got to be. It's a WTF moment. It really has to be a WTF moment. It does. I think
Robbie
Robbie's done the right thing. He's done the right thing.
I mean,
We
if I
should
can
leave
time,
it.
if I can time
We should
travel, I'm
say.
going.
Yeah. Mind you,
Into
saying
Robert
that,
Bloch.
if we, yeah, I mean, I should follow Robbie's lead and say F all, but yeah,
Well,
I just dropped myself in it.
I just real quick, Robbie, since you haven't said much, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. Was this your first time seeing this episode?
No, I think I've seen it once before. I'm not the most knowledgeable about the original series. I've not watched it many times, so I did kind of forget about this episode, and I was looking forward to discussing it, and then it hit me how horrible it was after I was excited about the beginning, because I did like the horror atmosphere, but there was nothing really to save it. I love Spock's performances mostly, and Captain Kirk, even their performances weren't brilliant. There was no moral lesson that I found. It was just really weird.
Yeah, I guess we can all agree. So we've pretty much hammered this into the ground, but any closing thoughts? I guess we'll go in order. We'll start. we'll start with Tilly. Tilly, and I'll go ahead and give this. I'll go ahead and give the first rating because it's tradition for me to give the rating first, because so that some of our friends who he's not here today, but one of my friends who comes on this show, I used to give the ratings after, and he didn't trust me. He thought I was changing it. So now, as a tradition, I always go first. So my rating for this episode.
Sean who said that?
No, it was Humphrey. It was the doctor.
Oh,
so
okay.
Like, I think I did change it. That's why he was suspicious. But anyways, my rating is 2 for this episode, and the only reason I give it a 2 is the Little Metal Enterprise. I love that, and the cat. Those are the 2 reasons that it gets a 2. So there we go. Those are my 2 points. Tilly, take it away.
Oh, wow. I'm going to give it a 4. It's a little bit higher than you. I like Ming the Merciless. He was cool.
He was cool.
Other than that, the cats, I thought they were my cats. I thought they were fighting. There was a lot of screeching. It was literally like Monday at work. And yeah, batshit crazy. So I'll get a 4.
Oh, Tilly, by the way, you like Jurassic Park? I was trying to show this. I don't know if you saw this earlier, but I was trying to show you that I have from the original toy run.
That's the 1993 toy.
The toy, the
Oh, is
T-Rex.
it?
So I have
Wow.
this. Yeah, and
Yeah,
you
you
could
can
tear
remove
out
that chunk of skin right there.
Yeah,
I
you
remember
can-
that toy. My
yeah.
friend had that.
Oh,
quite
wow.
gory. Yeah, so that's my little Jurassic Park toy. There we go.
Oh, I love it. One of my best films, one of my favourite films.
That says it all when the dinosaurs were
Available on
animated
Peacock
and half the cast of Catspaw.
It's true. UK Locutus, what do you think?
I'd probably give this 3 Chekhov wigs.
Check out.
Mainly
That's pretty
'cause
good.
I would say
Stack 'em up.
that, well, it's the first appearance of Chekhov, so you know you've got to give him that, even though he looks like he should be singing in the Monkeys rather than being on board the Enterprise. I think there's some of the dialogue, Spock giving it some sass. Kirk makes a funny comment about trick or treating, and Spock would be perfect for it and stuff like that. There's some funny dialogue. As everybody said, it starts off okay. You're kind of thinking, okay, it's a Halloween episode. There's lots of Halloween tropes. We've got the smoke or the fog. We've got witches. We've got weird corpses not moving, but words coming out of the mouth. And then it just goes to hell after that. So it just goes completely downhill. But then how many Halloween episodes has Star Trek ever done? That's brilliant. Hello, Sub Rosa. You know, Haunting of Deck 12. Is that Halloweenish? I don't know. But yeah,
That one's
I mean,
Voyager, right? The Haunting
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
What season is that? I don't think I've gotten to that one
5
yet.
or 6? 6.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'll give it a 3. It just needs to be skipped every time you're doing a rewatch.
3 Chekhov wigs. Yeah, I don't even know where I would place this like in a box set, but I guess Sub Rosa like that's a good box set. I like to create like Star Trek box sets in my mind. So
Sub Rosa,
there's a
Threshold, and
few-
Catspaw. Really?
Yeah, this might be-
There's a few that work for Halloween.
There's the
a bit of
Enterprise.
Acriel.
There's the
Masks,
Horror Enterprise
the
episode.
masks.
What was that one?
Masks with Data becoming like a.
No, that's
I
a
don't know
Genius
what-
episode. I wouldn't put it in.
Oh,
Which one's
DS9. Anything from DS9 you'd put in there. Would that be
There's
the Muse?
one scary deal.
Alan Moretti!
No, not the Muse.
No, Move Along Home is awesome. I love Move Along Home because
I love Move Along Home. Alan
Oh,
Moraine.
that's a proper
no,
con dance.
Empok Noor. Empok Noor is a scary one where Garrett goes crazy on
That's
the
an awesome one.
other station. That's the only like scary DS9 episode. We did this on.
Oh,
Text
that's the one where he's like he's high on like that killer
Yeah.
drug thing that
Yeah.
they gave the.
There-
Yeah, that's a good
Really?
one.
Most of the other shows have like a good like Halloween functional episode. Like Voyager had the Haunting of Deck 12 and had the Thaw with the scary clown.
Hmm.
Next
Mhm.
Generation has Night Terrors.
And I'm sorry,
Terrors,
but
yeah.
Tuvix is a
Night
horror
Terrors.
episode too. It's body horror.
Night Terrors with
It's-
Troy.
It's terrifying. It's back to back the two most terrifying episodes of Star Trek ever.
Tuvix is
'Cause-
pretty terrifying.
Tuvix, and then it's followed by the Thaw.
That's really funny. Do you?
Enterprise
do
is the Zombie Vulcans.
yeah, that's what I
Forgot
was
the
saying.
name.
On
Yeah,
Enterprise. What
Impulse.
was that one?
Impulse.
Zombie
Yeah.
Vulcans
Impulse.
is cool.
Impulse, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a box set. Hey, Star Trek. There's a box set waiting to be made. I feel like, or a digital download pack, or whatever you want to call it.
And a spin-off series starring the cat.
That's true. Admiral, what are your thoughts and ratings?
What do you call it? Don't buy this, get this pack. It's- the shite pack.
Cat crap.
The shite pack.
Shite pack.
It's just a
2.5
red circle with a line through it. There's no even name
Yeah,
on it. It's
yeah.
just-
And I'm really sorry, Ghostbusters. It's nothing to do with you. It's just that, please.
yeah.
Yeah. 2.5 pewter enterprises.
Thank you.
Available
Nice.
now from Hallmark in the
Yeah.
main
Yeah.
edition or the paperweight.
Yeah. Purely because you've got the pewter Enterprise. You always see the Enterprise, which is a good thing. And the cat. The cat makes the best exit
It's true.
of the episode. The cat walks out the room and I'm smiling. And that's the only time. The rest of it is.
I heard
just-
I heard the cat quit on set too. He had a bigger
Yeah.
role, but he quit halfway through filming.
Quit halfway through. You quit halfway through.
You're like,
Yeah. It's just-
This script's
I can't. I can't work with this. I just cannot work with this.
I'm being
Well,
upset.
not even-
by
going back to
Will
Harvard.
going,
Yeah, I would not even line my litter tray with this. What are you talking about?
Maybe the cat applied for the role of Chekhov's wig and didn't get it, so it's a bit annoying.
It just died there.
Oh, could you imagine it?
Oh my gosh! Out of context, if someone were just to take this part of the stream and put it up, it would be so funny. Cake is Eternal is saying, I'm beginning to think 90% of McCoy's job is testing to see if people are dead or not. 19th century Saul. Why does he even have a tricorder? It's true. He always checks the vaults. Well, I guess you have to double check, right? Like that's just after he's checked it on the tricorder.
Just to make sure that when they eject them into it's basically once they take the bodies and break them down to be eaten as part of the replicated food, got to make sure they're dead first.
That's funny. Robbie, closing thoughts and ratings.
I was quite shocked to hear that Robert Bloch wrote Psycho because I'm a big fan of Psycho. I think it was campy in a bad way because sometimes TOS episodes can be campy and they can be fun and funny, but it didn't really work for me. It felt quite awkward. I'm not even a fan of cats anyway, and Chekhov had a horrific wig.
Man, Robbie, you really.
Oh, you prefer dogs?
I think a horror episode set in this alien world in a gothic castle alone is a spectacular concept, but it really descends into madness. And I'd say this is one of the worst Star Trek episodes ever in my book.
Wow. So
Like,
where would you?
It
Oh,
might
go
have
ahead.
been good on the animated series.
That they would have done it better on the animated series. They would have made
Yeah,
it
it's a
shorter.
good
It would have
point.
been
Yeah.
a
It
lot
needed to be shorter. Yeah, it needed to be like 25 minutes. Yeah.
2 minutes.
I mean, it was all up into
And it's
the
animated, so
open
they could go like
credits
a little
and
bit
then move it on.
crazier.
Yeah.
Even though
And
there
we'll-
is a giant cat that shows up in the animated series.
Oh yeah, the cat on Vulcan.
On
What-
the Shore Leave planet. Well, yeah, they have cats
Oh,
on
okay.
Vulcan too, but when they go back to the shore-leave planet, there's a giant cat.
Oh, I don't remember that one. That's cool.
Yeah, I think it's just they said descends into madness, much like this dream.
Yes, I was. You beat me
That's
to it.
fitting.
You beat me to it. I was going to
We were
quote
on
Robbie.
topic.
It's true. This was a fitting descent into madness. Robbie, what was your rating?
I'll give it
minus.
a 1 out of 10. I think it's the worst episode so far of the original series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
it is.
Definitely no
We're
rewatch
37
so far,
episodes
yeah.
into it. We're almost halfway. We're almost halfway through TOS.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, Ruben. Now's your chance to final closing thoughts and ratings on this one.
And try and keep it clean. I bet you can't. I bet you can't.
Closing thoughts.
PG-13. PG-13.
No, yeah. I mean, I don't know what else there is to say about it. It's not a great episode. I mean, I have to preface anything I say with every TOS episode is amazing to me, so they can do no wrong. So I don't really hate any Star Trek episode. It's just one episode where I hate a sound effect in it, and so I don't watch it ever. But
Which one?
it's a TNG episode where they find the human kid who's living with the like warlike alien dudes.
Right.
Suddenly human.
Yeah,
Suddenly human. And
Suddenly
he
human.
does this like chant. He does like this chant thing.
Yeah,
His
you
people
can't.
do like this. I can't like the sound effect. I don't know. Like it's got to be some sort of phobia thing or something. I don't know what's going on.
That's right.
But when he does that,
Alien child
I'm
phobia.
just like, I can't. And I turn it off.
Oh, you turn it off.
Um,
Wow. I didn't know that. That's a cool fun fact.
Yeah, I just skip the episode every time because I'm like, I can't deal with that freaking sound effect. And they do it over and over. And it's like, it's so annoying. So, I don't know. Rating, I guess like a 2.
All right.
You know,
Father,
it's not. It is what it is.
Okay. No, it is a 2. I think it's it's down there. 2, 4. Doesn't cross the 5. No one said higher than 5 in this group yet, right?
No.
Father's about to do it. No, I'm
No.
just kidding. Go ahead, Father. What's your rating?
8.
No, I will give this 3 appearances of DeSalle out of 3. He actually does only show up in 3 episodes.
Oh, okay.
Um,
So that's it.
Well, this is the last we see of him. The episode it has I guess some merit in it is kind of exciting at the beginning, so that's why it's not a 0. I'll say like the first 20 minutes are kind of interesting.
Right.
But yeah, that's it. And I don't have any additional final thoughts. I think we've talked about everything. But I just want to say that of all the people joining us from the UK, since y'all are all like big Superman fans, I just want to use this opportunity to let my friend Dave, he's the co-host on Text Trek with me. He manages a comic book store here in Texas, and he doesn't believe me when I tell him that like Superman is more popular in the UK than he is here. So if y'all could just say like, you're wrong, Dave. We
You're wrong,
we
Yeah,
Dave.
you were
love
wrong,
Superman.
Wrong,
Dave.
Dave.
Dave, you
You're
were
Totally
wrong,
wrong.
Dave.
Dave,
Totally
you
wrong,
were
Dave.
so wrong. You need to be thrown into the Phantom Zone. You were that
It
wrong.
shows you how
There
wrong
you
he is
go.
because Father, I have a Superman tattoo.
Yep. I've seen it.
In addition to a Superman comics collection. So
Yeah.
Dave, I'm gonna show this to you later, and you can feel like a big dum dum who's wrong.
Oh, not only that, our resident Scottish Trekkie here, Earl Grey Trekkie, did a Superman retrospective watch along stream, and we
Yes.
started with Superman 1979. Right? Was that
Motion
the
Picture.
motion
Yeah,
picture?
the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Should've known.
how it's called Superman the Motion Picture.
I know it is.
No,
it is-
Superman
is
the
it-
movie.
The movie, right?
Superman the
It's called
movie.
the movie, yeah.
Followed by Superman, the Wrath of Zod. Followed
The
by
Wrath of
the
But
search
we
for
did
a
all-
decent storyline. So
We did-
Superman for the Voyage Nowhere. Anyway,
The voyage, no, the quest for nothing. That's what this episode of Starfleet Boy was. The quest for nothing. We found nothing. We quested, but we found nothing.
Just before we finish, I think Starfleet Boy, you do owe an apology for both Tilly and Locutus to bring him in on one of the worst
Oh.
episodes of TOS.
so
No,
I
this
have to
is a-
say, when he said
this
we're
is a
doing
test.
Catspaw, I was like, ah, crap.
This is a test. If you can do well on which you did, by the way, you guys were superlative guests. Like, you're amazing. You rolled with all the punches and the craziness and the descent into madness quite well, and you held it together. So.
To be honest, it's like a weapon for us.
So yeah, it was a test, Dadmiral. it was all planned.
Well,
No, I'm just kidding.
to be honest, the good looking factor's gone up with Tilly being on the episode, so
This
we're
is
halfway
true.
there.
It's true. I agree. Tilly, you're quite fetch.
I'm gonna have to tweet that now. Tilly is fetch.
Starfleet boy trying to make fetch happen since Mean Girls.
I love Mean Girls, by the way. Such a
I do
cool
too.
film.
I do
They
too.
go everywhere.
Tilly, you are so fetch.
We should do it on Wednesday, but you can only
Wednesday.
think.
And I will say, if you have to suffer, it's great to suffer with a lot of people and a lot of friends. So
Misery loves company.
Misery does love company. So thank
It
you
certainly does.
for having it, for being on, and you're welcome on at any time. And also, since this episode is on the eve of Mother's Day, I just want to give a shout out to all the moms, especially my mom who watches Star Trek with me. I love you, Mom. So she does watch this program, believe it or not.
Oh, God help her.
She has the funniest critiques.
Sorry,
Mum.
So sorry, Mum.
Sorry, Mum.
Ruben and I are really, really sorry. We don't mean to swear so much.
She can swear with the best of. It's so cute when she swears too. I'll tell this quick story about my mother. She and I watch Gordon Ramsay. Also, it's another thing we like to do, and he has a master class on cooking and cooking, just some basic dishes. Which with Gordon Ramsay, it's never basic, but he says they are. But anyways, I'm looking at it like, where am I going to get sherry brandy, vinegar or whatever? It doesn't have, it's not easy to come across in our store. We have to go to the deluxe store or whatever. But we're watching it, and at the end of everything, he says, "Fucking delicious." And so then for like months after, every time my mom would make a dish and serve it, she would go, "Fucking delicious." But in her cute little, it would be like, "Fucking delicious." Cute like that.
That sounds like Mary Poppins.
So yeah, there we go. I told him my mother's story from Mother's Day, and then also thank you. You guys didn't know it. Father did last night, but you guys have been helping me celebrate our birthday, which is on Tuesday. So happy birthday to me. You guys made it.
Do we have to sing
really
happy
amazing.
birthday to you?
No.
don't know
And
if
if you
Clint-
do, I can mute.
Yeah, we
I can
do.
mute.
Yeah.
I can do a mute on mass here. So just warning you, if you try that, you will be muted.
Are you doing anything for your birthday?
This year, just getting my favorite dish. Just kidding. Wow.
Technically, we didn't sing it. So.
You can tell my glass is empty.
Very well.
Oh, cheers to your happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Cheers. Thank you for being on. So what have you guys got to promote? Anything you want to talk about and tell the audience about that you're doing? I know that the Dadmiral, who is also known as Trek Cat, who tonight was Catspaw. that was Sulu's chance of the week.
Hey, what is a
that.
Catspaw? What does that even mean? When Dr.
McCoy says it. Yeah,
It is. Yeah. Well, this is the latest build.
I thought it was a reference to
Oh,
the
that's
monkey's
awesome.
paw.
That's so cool.
So that is done. So I've got a new laptop, so it's taken a little bit of going. I've just about, with a little bit of help of a certain friend of mine with the script. So that's now done. So hopefully this weekend that is going to be on my channel. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. Trek Cat, and yeah, just come say hi.
Please do, and subscribe. Fathery just reached a milestone on his channel. He just reached 600 subscribers. So let's get him up to the next milestone, which is going to be 700 subscribers. So congratulations.
What's the channel name, Fathery?
TexTrek, like just TEX-Trek.
Like Texas.
Yeah.
I'm sure glad that you are Tex Trek and I'm not Florida Trek.
Flow Rider Trek. Flow Rider
There
Trek.
you go, Flow Rider Trek. I like it. I dig it. But
Yeah,
now,
so-
like, I'm cursed. I
follow.
can't move from here, or I'd have to like change. I'd have to rebrand everything.
Oh, you can take the Father out of Texas, but you can't take the Texas out of Tex Trex. You can take the Trek out of
Maybe
Texas, but you
just
can't take the Tex out
create
of
a
Tex
list
Trex.
of all places that start with TEX. You know,
It's also appropriate because the creator was from Texas, so it's kind of a cool
Gene
thing.
Roddenberry, creator of Star Trek, was indeed born in El Paso, Texas. And I just want to say that whenever I look at like that picture of like Gene Roddenberry and George Lucas like shaking hands when they were together, I always think like, oh yeah, like the one from Texas made something better than the one from California.
Wow.
Did George Lucas check his wrist? He still had his watch.
shots fired. Take that, Star Wars fans.
Yeah, no, I just asked if George Lucas still had his watch
Roddenberry.
because he would have stolen his ideas sooner or later.
Surely,
What
yeah.
area of the UK is like the California of the UK, and what area is like the Texas of the UK?
There isn't. It's
Probably
just
the
all wet.
Bristol. I think
raining
Bristol's the
and-
California, you know.
Bristol's
Just all
like
blondes and dodgy accents.
It's
No,
all
I-
Monty Python.
no,
you guys.
No,
you guys-
you've got to say Cornwall. Cornwall has got to be. Cornwall has got to be down there because you have people who go surfing and all that stuff. So that is
British
Yeah.
Texans are called Australians.
What about Blackpool? Isn't
Yeah,
Blackpool?
that's fair.
Wow.
yeah. British Californians are called Californians, and yeah, there is no such thing. Yeah, you know.
All right, just wonder. You never know. Like the California of England, it could be a thing, but of UK. Sorry.
No,
Our way is consistent enough.
no.
You can check out.
mate. Just trying to do like a British surfer.
All right, boys, let's go up. Come get yourself. Cold though, because we don't have a picture.
You know what I found?
Look, if you want London, you got to go London.
Cowabunga, mate.
Look, I was
found
born there. I was born there, mate. I was absolutely born there, and I lived there for half my life. So don't come it. I'm from London.
There is a funny thing that happens. So I've noticed British actors can do American accents way better than American actors can do British accents, and I wonder why that is.
Well,
So-
the only person
Sometimes.
who can do half this one is Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp could do an half decent British accent.
oh, really? Okay.
Oh, what about
I
James
rate
Marsters
you
on
Benedict
Buffy?
Cumberbatch. That's a bad accent.
James Masters. James
Benedict
Masters was
Benedict
not bad.
Cumberbatch.
Oh, Cumberpants, yeah. What about?
I thought
There's a
Captain
great series
from,
on
Frasier?
YouTube of an accent expert.
Oh, is there? Like they'll tell you what accent it is? That's funny.
It's like an accent
Um,
expert, and he evaluates different movies and how different, and he explains how different accents work and like, how Texans do this or people from Oklahoma do that, but it's, funny. But he has like, it's like 2 or 3 parts to it. So he does tons of movies, and he has a whole series on where he takes you to the United States section by section, going through accents. And
Oh, I
it's
gotta
pretty
check-
cool because you
Really cool.
hear accents that I was like, I didn't even know that shit existed in the United States.
We all have accents except to ourselves. We can't hear our own accents. Only others can hear our
Oh,
accents.
trust me, when I hear
That's
my
true.
own accent back, I think, oh my
You do-
Christ, do I really sound like
You
that?
really do.
If you'll
Same
watch
here,
some of
same here.
my,
Holy
Hate
crap, I sound dodgy.
some of my
Well,
old
I use
content,
Carl,
I
mate.
have a much more redneck accent than I have now. I've gotten rid of it over the years, but
That's funny. Ruben can be found on ruben-writes.com. You can check him out there. He also writes for Pop Axiom. So you can check that out. And then hopefully if one of his recent articles gets approved, we'll have a debut on starfleetboy.com where he talked to Jeff Russo. So we're waiting on that. Jeff Russo, get up. Jeff Russo's people, get on that. You can find Earl Grey Trekkie on Earl Grey Trekkie at Twitter, as well as on his own YouTube channel, where he does Star Trek reviews. Right now, he's working on Enterprise. Did I get that right? Yep.
Mhm.
But it's on hold a little bit because of school. He also does watch-alongs for Superman, and then also the Doctor Who weekly discussions that you can find on his channel, which we're going to record right after this, which is really fun.
and we're gonna do Batman next, right? We've done
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
Superman movies that
Yeah,
we're gonna do.
Batman next.
Oh,
It's
that'd be
true.
awesome.
Which ones? Which ones? Which one are you going to start with?
How's that
We're
for
gonna go back
irony
to
when
the
one of the
60s?
best Batman's British?
Oh, so it's one of the best super.
I think we're starting with the Tim Burton films, right, Robbie?
Oh, awesome.
We were going to start with the Adam West film.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the
66.
1966 film.
66.
Oh,
Yeah.
right on. I love it. Okay, cool.
Oh,
I
yes.
forgot.
The back shark spray.
The
Yay!
back
And,
shot.
and I assume that we'll stop with Christian Bale. We're not going to do the Ben Affleck, right?
Yeah, we're not going to do the
Okay.
Ben Affleck.
For the second that didn't happen.
Sorry.
That's a bit like saying, "Are you going to do Man of Steel?" No.
Yeah.
I
hard
don't
no.
think
I
that
like Man of Steel.
doesn't start tomorrow, right, Robbie? Because Robbie's taking a day off tomorrow.
Well, my mum's friend is visiting tomorrow, so we're going to Calendar for a meal and a walk. But I might be back because normally we do this so late, and I don't think she's staying over, so probably.
Oh, okay. Can you get Batman on? Do you know, Father, where are you gonna get that 1960s Batman movie from?
I have it on Blu-ray.
Oh, you
That's
do?
how hardcore I am, but it might be
Dang.
streaming some. It was
All right,
on
I'll find
Netflix
it.
for a little bit. It might
It
still
was?
be.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
find it. I gotta find it by tomorrow. And then UK Locutus, what have you got to promote?
Not a lot, really. I'm UK Locutus on Twitter. I don't do. I mean, I love doing podcasts. I love going and talking to people.
Awesome.
But I've got UK_Locutus on Twitter and Instagram, where I'm always posting just random crap food. And
Oh, I have to
stuff I'm
follow
getting
you
up to
on.
and stuff
I
like
have to follow you on Instagram. That's cool.
that.
I'll do that
But
today.
no, I mean, it's been fun talk. I do miss talking to fellow fans and hanging out, and I look forward to Destination Star Trek later on in the year and a few drinks and crazy discussions, and also one day hopefully to get back to Vegas or wherever the conferences are going now.
Yeah.
Chicago, who knows where.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go to Mission Chicago. So if any
I'll
of
be
y'all
there.
are gonna come over here, it'll be very cool to see you.
I am tempted to see if I can wing it.
I'll be on the cruise. I'll stay
Yeah,
on the
that's right.
cruise.
I'm gonna
That's
be
right.
there too.
Father's gonna really be doing it. Star Trek
Dad will be on the front
extravaganza.
going all Titanic.
Trek Sphere on the cruise. Yay!
And so your Twitter, Twitter. Wow, I can't speak. Your Twitter handle
Twiddle
is
dee,
UK
that's twiddle
__
I am, yes,
Locutus,
that's
right?
it on
That's
on Twitter,
awesome.
yeah.
I've been
Always
following you
posting
for a long
random
time
stuff.
on Twitter, I think, I just since as long as I've been on Twitter, I think I've seen you, and you're pretty awesome. So it's been nice to get to know
Oh,
you there,
thank you,
but
I
also
appreciate it.
especially to just finally meet you. So thank you for coming on the show.
No, it's been awesome.
And you're welcome
And
on
meeting everyone else.
anytime.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Please come back because you can't have Catspaw as your only time.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was going to say Zulu wrote it in the chat, but
I know.
I didn't
right.
find.
Descent into Chaos is us or the episode, right? So
and Tilly,
Please can we have something decent next time?
we will, I promise. And you know the list now. Now you know the cadence. You can pick and choose as well. You can be like, I definitely want to be on that episode, right? Don't want to be on that episode.
Which basically means you don't want to be on anything on season 3.
Guys, don't leave me alone. I know Father will be there with me, but
I'll still be
There's a
here.
Starfleet boy halfway through season 3 by himself, and he's like, "Hey guys,
It's another
I'm watching the next episode
episode.
of season 3 by myself."
Has it been
again."
cancelled yet?
Yeah. Don't worry,
I don't
everybody.
think I
It's
like
nearly
Star
over.
Trek anymore.
that's really funny.
Hey,
Till-
Star
I'm on
Trek.
the State Channel. I'm done with Star Trek.
Tilly, where can people find you?
I'll go to bed in a minute. Talitha HG, that is my Twitter handle. I am on Instagram, but guys, what's my name on Instagram? I don't know. I rarely use it, to be honest. Sorry.
Stalk you.
Hang on. I'll have a
We'll
look.
find you. We'll find you.
No, so I'm on Twitter.
It's
I
exactly
don't
the same.
have anything. Is it Talitha HG? I don't
Yeah,
have
it's
anything
the
to
same
promote,
one.
but like Conrad, I am going to DST this year. We have the hotel booked,
Purple
logistics,
hair.
cosplay. It's going to be a little bit of a cosplay journey on Twitter for the next few months. So
awesome.
But just discussing who Captain Killy I'm going to have to do at some stage.
I'm being
Jayla.
threatened purple hair dye
Hang on,
for
cool.
Boimler, aren't I?
I love
You,
it. Yes.
Conrad and I actually worked together, and he lost a bet. And I said, "Oh, if you lose, I'll dye your hair Formula Purple. I think
which I took great joy in reminding him when it came out that he said about DS9 winning.
She was like, "I'm going to stop watching DS9 and maybe start Enterprise." I was like, "Seriously, girl, you know that is like you don't stop DS9 for Enterprise." So I
it
put
was
right
a
on
bad
Twitter.
day. It was after move along home. I just needed something in my life.
I've got the news next, and I'm like, I've got to push on.
Let's put it straight. You don't stop DS9 for Enterprise, but you stop Voyager for Enterprise.
No.
Yes.
No,
And I think Robbie will agree with me.
I like
No,
Enterprise,
no.
but
if I
yeah,
want
Voyager.
gazelles, I'll go and watch the National Geographic or something.
By the way,
Fights
Season
between the
Archer,
Brits. It's
I'll go
fights
watch
between the
Quantum Leap.
Brits.
yeah, well,
Anyway, sorry,
Oh,
Tilly,
boy.
we took over your piece.
I don't know. That was it. I think DST. Yeah, I'm on Twitter. Yeah, come follow me. It'd be cool. And thank you
Cool.
for having me on the show today.
Yeah, it's been awesome having you. Please come back. We would love to have you on for more episodes. Again, you can pick and choose. You don't have to come back on another bad episode if you don't want to. But I feel like this discussion was a million times more fun than the episode was to watch. So I appreciate having you guys on. You can find me here on Starfleet Boy, and we don't say this enough, but please subscribe, guys, and tell folks about us so that we can continue doing this wonderful stream and hanging out and having more folks join us. And then also check out Starfleet Boy After Dark. There's a separate channel for that. And if you think this was shenanigans, Starfleet Boy After Dark is definitely shenanigans. So check that out. And if you guys are ever up at like 3 or 4 a.m. And you don't know what to do and you can't get to sleep, send me a message and I'll pop you on those streams as well. We sometimes get people from all over the world hopping on. So thank you.
I imagine somebody
3 o'clock,
knows
we're all
nothing about
drunk.
Star Trek or anything like that just randomly comes on to Starfleet Boy After Dark, and it's almost like being put on that ship with the Darmok and Jalad people. They're just like, what the fuck are these people even talking about?
That's exactly what it's like. Ruben described it really well. So live long and prosper, everybody. And